Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and teach you guys how to make hot cocoa bombs. That is the chocolate that I use, and this is the white chocolate. I go ahead and warm it up for 30 seconds first. And then when I take it out, I go ahead and stir it up and try and break down the chocolate a little bit. Keep going. I don't want to put it in quite yet until I'm done. Put it in for about 15 more seconds, and then it should be a really nice consistency after you get it all mixed up. Just kind of nice and drippy. Then I get my piping bag and I dump my chocolate in there. If you use a cup, it makes it really nice to fold that down. I use disposable ones, so then I just cut the tip off of it. These are my silicone molds. I cut them apart because it's easier to pop them out apart. So I go ahead and cut my tip out, and then I start putting it in where I want the white snowflake to be. Just go ahead and pipe that in there real nice. This chocolate I like really well because it doesn't get hard very quick, so it doesn't harden like super fast on you. Now I'm gonna go put it in the fridge after I settle it. Go in the fridge, I leave it there for a couple minutes. And then I grab it out, I touch it, it's hard, it's good to go. Then I get my dark chocolate out. I got this at Sam's Club. Go ahead and put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. Start it. Go ahead and grab it. Not the best at videotaping and doing this at the same time, but go ahead and do the first part where I try and break them up a little bit before I stick them back in. Then I go ahead and stick them back in for about 15 more seconds. And let them go, get them out, start stirring them up. It should really be a pretty good consistency again after you just stir it all up. Like I said, I like this chocolate better because it really doesn't harden as quick as like normal chocolate. It's dipping chocolate. Now I take my silicone brush that I've already used with the last 30 that I've done today, and I just paint the bottom first, get the corners really well, like where the edges meet. Do that all the way around it, and then I start working up on the sides. This I do like 2 or 3 times depending. On the silicone mold, you can kind of hold it up to the light and see when you can see through, like there's not enough chocolate there. So I do that often too. I didn't show that, but so after you paint it in there, you go ahead and you pop it back in your fridge and let it chill there for a few minutes. Now it's hard, we're good to go for another layer. Paint the sides again, because the bottom I did really thick on the first time, but I do really thick sides again. Paint them again. If you're really worried because it's your first time, you can go ahead and do the fridge again and do a third coat. But I've done these enough that I don't need a third coat anymore. I can do them with 2. So I'm going to go ahead and stick mine in the deep freezer for 10 minutes, which is where we're going right now. Keep them in there for 10 minutes. Then when you take out your molds, you want to try and release all the sides just a little bit, just by pulling at the top, going around it. And then the best tip for taking this out is you're going to start really close together, your 2 thumbs, and then you're going to work around it at about the same depth, and then roll it down after you get it all the way around the same depth. And then my snowflakes, obviously the white is a little bit deeper. Just work on it by pushing at the bottom of it and pulling up at the same time. And then the silicone is really nice. You can just kind of grab it and squeeze it to pull this off. What I'm trying to do here is get that little piece of chocolate off. I couldn't get it off, so I had to use a fork later on to get it off. Get wax paper, lay it on your flat surface, grab your little mold, reminds me of like a trinket box. Put a sheet pan on your stove, heat it up. Sorry, I'm not very good at doing this at the same time, but you rub it on the bottom to make sure everything is the same, like height or whatever, ends the same, and then you stamp it on a piece of wax paper. This is how you make your bottom. Then you get your piping bag, you put your chocolates, when you put your piping bag in the cup. Then you melt your chocolates, put your chocolate in your bag, cut the tip off, and then you're gonna just color in your bottom basically, and then you'll let it dry. So let's have me catch up here. I decorate cookies too, so this is really easy. This part, if you don't, it just takes a steady hand. But it's really easy because it's chocolate and it's forgiving, so you can kind of shake the wax paper and it settles. And then I don't want to use like way too much chocolate because chocolate's expensive, so kind of thin it out there and shake it a little bit, let it dry. Now I take my trinket box where the bottom's already one height on it because I melted it. I go ahead and I add my marshmallows. And then I have CK disco dust. It's edible glitter. So I use my little paintbrush and I put glitter inside there. Then I go ahead and get my Swiss Miss. And it takes about 1/4 of a cup of cocoa in here. Then I settle it in. Then I add my sprinkles. The sprinkles are just something fun for the kids to find at the bottom of their cup because they don't float or anything, but the glitter floats back up to the top, so that's nice. You peel off your chocolate bottom. The part that is super, super flat is the part that goes to the bottom, like inside, because it's all one height. So it's easier to make the bottom of the lid stick because it's the same flat as the bottom of the box. So you go ahead and pipe hot chocolate around there, not hot chocolate, but warm melting chocolate on there, and then you're going to put the flat side, like I said, in the box. So technically the prettier side goes in the box, but then you're going to go around the sides. I didn't do a very good a job at this at showing you, but you go around with your chocolate and you just really want to make sure that you've sealed everything, because if you haven't, then your cocoa mix will come out of your sides. So just go around your box, make sure it's all perfect. And how I do that is I just kind of roll it around. See how I'm kind of rolling it around? This is making sure that none of that cocoa is coming out, so I know it's all the way sealed. And